Are you struggling to stay consistent with your manifestation practices? If so, we've got Operation Manifestation Transformation. 3 months going all in on yourself. In March, we've got The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. In April, it's all about abundance. Universe, show us the money. And May is May I Believe in Myself. Self-love, self-worth, and confidence. If you want to join a community of like-minded people, join Operation Manifestation Transformation at ozpenny.com. Ready, set, manifest. Okay, what's up, the manifest movement? 7 steps. There are 7 steps to manifesting. And you know, a really interesting story, actually. Today we're going to talk about the 7 steps, but we're talking about the steps that are not in the box, because this is super, super, super important. But this is a true story of how the manifestation box came to be. After the loss of Polly, the baby that passed away during pregnancy, the first box that I created was the gratitude box, because I had gone back to my gratitude practice. In fact, the other night, 2 nights ago, I was with my little girl, Penelope, who came after Polly, and she was looking for a notebook. She wanted a notebook to start. She's in junior infants. She's starting to write and stuff. So I was in my room with her, and I pulled out this notebook, which was a Little Lifetime Foundation, and that was a notebook that they gave me after Polly's loss. And my first entry is June 2nd, 2020. So it would have been, I had her on this 27th. So 30 days has September, April, June, and November, all the rest. So 31 days, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 6 days later, I was practicing gratitude again, right? And at the time, I had just started writing, I was writing 5 things, and I went back straight to the gratitude. And then what happened was, to be honest, I think initially you're kind of in so much shock and grief that I was able to write, and then I kind of just went a little bit downhill, and I could only write 1 thing a day. But after the gratitude box was created, I created the manifestation box. And I remember saying to my husband, I need a night away in a hotel to have the day and the night and the next day to just sit and focus on what the manifestation steps are. So I looked up an Irish hotel, Powerscourt Hotel, and it was like €800 for the night. And I was like, no, I'm not paying that to go and figure out what's going into my manifestation box. The company had just launched, it was in the early, it hadn't launched. It was in the early stages of me creating these products. And I remember contacting one of the guys that I used to go boxing with, Sean, Paddy and Sean Heaton. I was at their 2 twin guys. Actually, Paddy just had twins. It's wild. He's twin himself, and he just had twin boys. And I said to him, like, do you know any content creators or writers that could help me create this manifestation box? And he was like, Yvonne, you don't need a creator. You don't need a writer. You need yourself. You know the product better than anybody else. You need to sit down and just do it yourself. And I was like, oh yeah, guess you're right there. Which he is right? It'd be like asking somebody else to write your book for you. It just doesn't make any sense. So I sat down, and within a couple of minutes, I had the 7 steps. And the reason, it's like when writers say the words just came to them. They just came to me. But I just thought about how I've manifested everything in my life, all the mistakes I've made along the way, all the lessons that I've learned along the way. And what is it? What are the steps that I've used consistently across everything to get everything I've wanted? And it's the 7 steps. So in the manifestation box, there's 7 steps. Going to go through them so quickly because it's really the other steps that I want to talk about that are not in the box, that are not there for a reason. So what do you want? What is your order? What is it? Soulmate, baby, dream job, dream house, abundance, universe, show us the money. More confidence, more self-worth, more belief. What is it? What is it that you want? And if you don't know what you want, don't start there. Start where you want to feel. Just write down how you want to feel. But the first step in manifestation is getting clear on what your order is. What's your order? Put your order into the universe. What is your order? And it's happening. It's a fact. What is it? Second step, why do you want it? You got to be clear in your why. If you don't have a strong why, you're going to give up in your dreams. I see it time and time and time again. Do you think I should change my manifestation? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, if you're asking me this question, because I know for sure I'm building a manifestation community. I'm not changing that. And I'm not saying you can't change your mind. You can. You know, at one point I wanted an Audi TT. Thank God I didn't get it. You know, I don't want one of those anymore. At one point, I wanted to be a general counsel of an in-house company, a GC, the top person in the legal department. I don't want that anymore right now. You can change your mind. At one time, you might have thought this person's your soulmate. You can change your mind. They no longer are, okay? But if you were on this path, what do you want? What is your order? What's your order? Why? And I mean, what is your order without the buts, ifs? Oh, I can't. I'm not sure. It's what do you want? If you could have anything, your heart's desire, what would it be? Be clear on that. Why do you want it? It's got to be a strong why. You don't have a strong why, good luck, see ya, because you're going to give up. That is just the truth. And when people come to, and this is for everything, even when people come, and it's harder, and I know this is harder, and it might be harder for people to hear, but when people come to me and say, when should I give up my manifestation when I'm trying for a baby? And I say, when you're no longer willing to break your own heart, because you are breaking your heart when you're trying for a baby month after month after month after month. Maybe when you get to the stage where you're like, it's just not worth the sacrifice anymore on my health, on my relationship, on the kids that I do have. It's just not worth it anymore. And it is okay to get to that place. It's okay. So what do you want? Why do you want it? What do you see? What does it look like to you? Look at the end result. The end result. The baby in your arms. The money in the bank. The debt paid off. The ring on your finger. The keys for the new house. What does it look like? You've got to be able to see it. When your brain can visualize it and see it, it starts to attract opportunities. Things start to show up. People start to show up. What do you hear? What does it sound like? You can hear, congratulations, new mom, or I just got engaged, or we just went sale agreed on our house. What does it sound like to you? I just paid off my debt. I just paid off my credit card. Whoop, whoop. So what do you want? Why do you want it? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you feel? Feel it. There's an amazing, amazing episode. Just put it in Wayne Dyer, Act As If. And he talks about feeling it as if you already have it. You've got to feel those feelings. Like, and how do you do that if you want money? Well, you can walk down the street and point at stuff and be like, oh, I'm coming back for that. Me next. Bargain. You don't have to buy the expensive stuff. You can look at it with joy and be like, yeah, someday that's going to be mine. If that's what you want in your life. What action are you going to take? This is key. What are you going to do to get there? Right? Whether it's, and it doesn't matter what you're manifesting, the soulmate, the baby, the dream job, the dream house, the abundance, you can do these 3 things. Practice your gratitude, genuine gratitude, say your affirmations, and visualize. But what else are you going to do? If you're going to buy a house, maybe you're starting to save a little bit of money. Maybe you're canceling your subscriptions. Maybe you're making a little bit of sacrifices. You need to. Sometimes you need to do that, right? If you're manifesting a soulmate, maybe you're going on the dates, you're joining a club, you're putting yourself out there. It's not easy, but you have to do it if this is what you want in your life. And finally, what are you grateful for? Because a grateful heart is a magnet for manifestation. Listen to every single manifestation coach, from Louise Hay to Esther Hicks to Matt Cook, Gabrielle Bernstein, Wayne Dyer. Every single person is going to say the same thing. Rhonda Byrne. A grateful heart is a magnet for manifestation. It all starts with gratitude. It doesn't have to be that hard. A simple daily gratitude practice. It's why our next challenge, we're doing the magic, because it's all about gratitude. And I actually know some people are going to find it hard because it's 10 gratefuls a day for 28 days. 10! In my manifestation challenge, I choose one, really get it, go deep in it, like really think about what you're grateful for. But this is 10, because a grateful heart is going to amplify your vibration. It is just going to put you on a different wave, a different level. And I know some people are like, oh, gratitude again, but it's true. It is true. Start becoming grateful for all the little things that you have. So those are 7 steps. What do you want? Why do you want it? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? What action are you going to take? And what are you grateful for? Guess what's not in the box? Guess what's not in the box? How is not in the box. How it's going to come into your life is not in the box. Stop trying to dictate how it's going to come. I get this a lot. I really want to meet somebody, but I hate the dating apps. Who said you have to be on the dating apps? That's not the only way how you're going to meet somebody. Stop dictating how it's going to happen or how it's not going. I hate the dating apps. Or I'm going to win money. You don't know that. And also, you probably don't believe you're going to win the lotto. Money can come in so many different forms, from tax refunds, medical refunds, dentistry refunds. I'm currently getting one. A gift. You can get a gift. You can get an inheritance. You can get tax back. You can get an actual gift, like a coffee. That's €4.10 in Butler's. If you're getting coffee, somebody buys you coffee. You are abundant. And I just had a reel go viral on abundance. And I said the things that are blocking your abundance. You want to manifest more money. You don't know how the money is going to come, but yet you're blocking the abundance because someone tries to give you a tip or someone tries to buy you a coffee and you're like, no, 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 no. You don't know how it's going to happen. How is not your problem. So some time ago, I went on a big girls' trip and I was like, I really want to travel more. I really want to travel more. I've got 4 kids. It's busy, yada, 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 yada. Like, how am I going to go on a trip? How is not my problem? And guess what? My friend booked a trip and I was on it and it was paid for. Not by me, by her. Okay? So I had to go. You do not know how it's going to happen. When I was saying to my husband, boyfriend at the time, I'll start saving when I'm 30. I'll start saving when I'm 30. I was just like, okay, well, I'll start saving when I'm 30. And then all of a sudden, bang, I got a new job, doubled my salary, got equity, and I had way more money than I was ever used to. I did not know how this was going to come along. I didn't know. When you try and dictate the how, you are limiting the universe, right? So a lot of people are too specific on how it's going to happen. You have to let go of the how and just say to yourself, all I'm doing my 7 steps, and the how is taken care of by the universe. And why not get excited? Like, why not get excited? Because we are so focused. We get so caught up in certainty. We want certainty for everything. But get excited. You have no idea how it's going to come into your life. How exciting is that? Even start with something small today. I'm going to get a euro. You don't know if the euro is going to come and show up in your hand as a euro. Maybe you'll get a euro as a discount in a store. Maybe somebody will buy you a coffee and that's €4, right? You just don't know how it's going to happen and show up. And another one is when. You've got to trust the timing of your life. It's going to show up when you are in alignment with it. Alignment with it. And you've got to trust that everything is unfolding in the perfect timing for you. I remember after when I got pregnant the very, very first time, and I was saying to my husband, we need to buy a house because now I'm pregnant and we're going to have a baby and we need to buy a house immediately. I'm not living in this apartment with a baby, yada, yada, yada. And I know at the time, then I had a miscarriage, but I know at the time that if we had bought a house, we probably wouldn't have bought a house in the area that I loved, which was like where I'm living now. Because first of all, we wouldn't have been able to, we mightn't have had the funds for it. And secondly, we would have just been in a rush. So now I look back and I trust that the house that I got all unfolded perfectly for me in the timing that it was supposed to be. So yes, you might have certain timelines, like I'd like to have, a house by the end of the year or in 2027, and you can have that goal, and that's what you're aiming for. You're aiming for it. You're doing everything. But if you attach to it, if you stick to it so much that you're consumed by this timeline, you are going to be in lack. You are going to be in a lower vibrational frequency, and it's just not going to happen. It's like when people say to me, I have to be pregnant by September. And September starts to come up, and maybe you're not pregnant. And then the doubt starts to kick in. And then you start to say, well, this manifestation doesn't work for me. But you've held on to your timeline so tightly that you're actually not able to surrender and let go. And I've talked about this before. When you let go, your life flows. You can't hold on to it. You're squeezing and killing your manifestation. You are killing it. Okay? So remember this. If you don't know where to start with manifestation, you start with the 7 steps. You start there. What do you want? Why do you want it? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? What action are you going to take? What are you grateful for? There is no how. There is no when. Let go of the how. Let go of the timeline. But the next step is this. You got to stay consistent. This is a muscle. You've got to keep practicing the muscle. And once you become good at this, and it is just your way of life, it is your way of being. And by the way, you're still going to be challenged because the universe will always throw you challenges. This is life. We're on a journey. We're going to be challenged. Someone's going to piss us off. Our vibe is going to get lower. We're going to have an argument with our husband. We're going to have something's going to happen with our kids. Something will happen with our friends. This is life. It's the journey of life. Right? Or, you have another miscarriage. But it's still going to happen. But you have to have those consistent practices. And consistency is absolutely key. That is why, I've said this before, if you write down your goals, you take action, and you have accountability, you're 76% more likely to achieve your goals. What's the missing piece? You write it down, you're starting to take action. It's the accountability piece. It's the accountability piece. It's why in corporates, you've got a manager who's going to sit there with you and say, did you hit your goals? It's why in addiction or AA, you have a sponsor. You feel like you're accountable to somebody. It's why the manifestation challenges work, because we feel like we are accountable. You can do this. You have got this. This is happening. It's a fact. Follow the 7 steps. Stay consistent. Take your action. It is happening. It's a fact. There's nothing else. The only thing else that's happening is something even better. It's going to exceed your expectations, which it does every single time. Let go of your how. Let go of your when. It's happening. Fact. The end. So see ya. Don't forget to join our manifestation challenges. We've got March is the magic, April is abundance, and May is all about self-confidence, self-worth, and it's a community. It's that accountability piece. Don't diddle-daddle and delay, because you need to get your boxes. I don't want people complaining, sending me messages. I don't have my box. I don't have my box. I'm like, you just got to sign up now. Don't faff around. Be a manifester. Be a decision maker. Take the goddamn action and book if you want to do it, right? But just remember, you're getting me. You're getting me on the WhatsApp. You're getting me on the WhatsApp mornings. You're getting me on the Zoom. And I have a very straight up, no bullshit approach. And if you don't like that, well, then it's not for you. All right? Then it's not for you, because I'm straight up. I sent a message to a girl yesterday. She sent me a really long message, and I said, you got to sit down when you listen to this. And I was like, yeah, you got to sit down when you listen to my voice message. And I'm like, this is not personal, but I'm being straight with you here. And I wish somebody said this kind of shit to me when I was crying in bed over an ex. So there you go. See you next time. Whoop.